Are there any questions? And
Yes, there is one from Amanda. It's the most recent one in the chat. It says, "Can you please go over the performance tab and re-explain specific URLs and the keywords that they are ranking for or being found for?"
awesome. Yes, I can. Okay.
You just went super fast, and I'm like, oh my God, what?
All, yeah, for sure I did, because there's a lot. We are actually going to spend a whole class on doing keyword research in here. So all your job is to learn to click these boxes and learn to play around with the filters. Don't do the comparison stuff. It'll give you a lot of information right now that you're just like, it'll be a little overwhelming. This is for later, right? This is still, so when you would use a comparison, so what am I comparing? I'm comparing the last 3 months to the previous 3 months, right? You could do previous 3 months or previous year. And if I'm doing the previous 3 months, what I'm trying to look at is, hey, the last 3 months I got 30 to 37 clicks. Previous 3 months I got 50. The difference is negative 13. I might wonder why that is. This is just to dig in. Usually I would, the blog post that I was ranking for, I want to know, is it still getting me lots of clicks? What's going on in the industry that maybe it would go down or up? So I wouldn't spend much time on compare. If you need to get out of the compare, just go back to filter. I got really stressed out about not being able to change it. It gives you 28 days. Just know the most recent isn't that accurate. And this is not all the data. This is just a portion of data that Google's showing you. But what I want to know from this is, what keywords am I generally ranking for? And what's getting me the highest impressions? Now, I wrote a blog post a long time ago about Google keyword ranking and how to basically clear your browser history and search incognito. I am on page, so if we look at this, 0 clicks, lots of impressions. So in the last 28 days, I have zero click through rate because I am on page. So we divide this by 10. I'm on page 5 in about the third spot, 10 to a page, right? Um, so would I choose this if I was looking at, say, an individual page on my site and I'm like, okay, I want to pick a keyword for my social media marketing? It looks like Google's saying I'm on the bottom of page 2, right? Divide by 10. That's, so you got 10, page 1, 20 is all of page 2. Wait, no, sorry. So if I click on this, so we're going 1 to 10, right? And then 5 more is in the middle of page 2. And so I'm looking at this. I clicked on so I was in my pages report. So there's this menu across here, which you can click in. There's countries, devices. We don't spend, I do look at um, dates. But what happens when you look at dates is, say you get 8 clicks and I want to look at that specific date, it won't show me, look, it's showing me 4. It's not showing me all the, it won't show me all the queries. So if I filter that date and then I go back to query, it doesn't give me my 8 clicks. It's not showing me all that information. So a little frustrating, does happen. Then I want to get out of here. So we're going to change that back to 28 days and apply. So you're going to be playing with filters. So I want you to play with the date range, the web and image. You probably won't show up for news and video, to see if your site is ranking for any of those things. So it'll mainly rank for web stuff. And then also start playing with this filter here, which lets you, like, I want to see clicks that are greater than 2. Oh, done. And then it'll filter it'll show me just the things that got me clicks.
So
Right?
basically, just to recap, so when you go to the performance page, you pick your date range, you click the little average CTR and your position, so you get all the bars in the graph as well as below. You're looking through the queries underneath to see the average overview, but then you can go to the pages page to specifically go if I have a mechanic shop, so like my specific page would say be detailing. I
Yeah.
could go to the detailing page and then look at queries again and look at the keywords that people are searching to find that page.
Yeah, exactly. So you can actually go, and this is what people don't teach, which we've never seen anybody, and I'm not sure why, because I'm sure other people are doing it, but it's not intuitive. So if I go to, if I can click on my keyword, and that filters it out up here, and then I can go, what pages am I ranking for? So I can go back and forth the other way. So I can, Google's telling me that for this keyword, user data collection, this page is ranking in position 2. When I get into the top 3 positions, my click-through rate skyrockets.
Yeah.
And so that means for the number of searches, the impressions, because I'm in the top spot, I'm getting a lot of the clicks.
So then would be is if you had a low click-through rate and a low position and you wanted to increase your position, let's say again for my mechanic shop car detailing, let's say I was on position 50, so page 5, how would I go about finding a way to increase my click-through and changing the page?
That is
and
a
all the-
great question. I love it. Okay, so if I'm on page 5, I have many options. The first thing I would do is I would like, okay, so here's an example, right? I'm on 5. It's got a number of impressions. I have no click-through rate because I'm literally like, nobody clicks that far. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this. It's a category page. So if it's a category page that I'm ranking for, I might not want to look at that unless I'm an e-commerce site. So I'm going to pick another one.
Oh,
So
okay.
let's do this one. It's a page on my site, and you can actually go click out. We can look at what page it is. Please tell me it's live. I did screw up a bunch of stuff on my site. Yes, okay. So it looks like it's a blog post, so I just want to check that. Then I'm going to go, and okay, it's, so we checked the page. It was this page, right?
No, above one.
Planner. Yeah. Okay, so then I'm going to click on the page.
Right.
And so now I've filtered out the page.
Individual page, okay.
Yeah. And I can see what countries, like I can, now that it's filtered the page, I can see all the information about the page. But what I want to do is I want to go to queries, because now I've filtered the page and and I'm looking at all the queries that Google's saying this page is ranking for in the last 28 days from the web.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, okay,
These are the keywords.
these are the keywords. Now, what I would do is, now I might want to add several of these keywords if they make sense, but along with that, I'm also going to be like, okay, what keyword has the lowest position?
Has the what?
Right? Lowest. So that's when I can go to filter and I can be like, okay, position. And we want to do a smaller than, and we 50. Let's see if we get something. Oh, okay. Keyword planner 20. I might want to use this keyword. However, keyword planner is, what is this? This is like a seed keyword or a head term. I have 0 click-through rate and 1 impression. So it might not be a keyword because of the lack of impressions.
Yeah.
So this is where there's a lot of give and take. So keyword planner is definitely something I want to have in my page that's all about keyword planner. But that being said, let's go 70. Right now I know, am I getting a lot? So I'm like, I get frustrated and then I'm like, okay, whatever. Let's change it to 16 months. Because I want to see, so the 2 ways you're going to filter a lot of the time are going to be, you're going to look at 16 months and you're going to look at past 3 months, right? Because you want to see what's going on currently, because things can be cyclical. And then what's gone on over time. So over time, keyword planner changes, right? Now I can, let's filter for top position. It doesn't have that many. So wait, it doesn't have that many impressions. What you're kind of looking at is position and impressions first.
Right.
If you have 0 click-through rate, there's nothing to worry about. But when you want to increase your click-through rate, that's when you focus on your meta descriptions and titles. So if I'm on page 1 or 2 for a keyword, the first thing I want to do is work on my meta descriptions, titles, URLs. Sure. Then I'm going to update my page because what I'm trying to do is I'm already getting seen, right? My little snippet's getting seen. I need more people to click. How are more people going to click? They're going to see my little free advertisement and I have to entice them. I have to be better than the other guy
Your
or
title
other.
has to be better. It has to be more enticing.
Yeah. That's why you learn things about like questions, why to ask questions in your title when you want to use a keyword. So if I was going to pick a keyword for that the page that we're talking about, I might add some. I'm not going to pick a misspelled keyword because that's not helpful. But what I am going to do is I'm going to look at this AdWords spy.
Would you
AdWords. Oh, go ahead.
different keywords? Like you've got, let's just take the bottom 3 for whatever example. Would you take those and then place them in the entire article if they made sense?
If they made sense, yeah, I might. Actually, I might take that information. Just get back there. I got click happy, didn't I? Where? I have so many open. Hold on. So yes, I might. It might make sense. Do I want to add the word Google AdWords tool? Probably. Do I want to see if that's in the page? So I'll take this. And then one of the things to do, and we'll go over this more when we're looking at our competition. I'm going over to the website page. I am logged in, so will this work? Hopefully. Command find, right? So option, I think it's or control find on a PC. I'm going to paste my keyword. And I'm going to say that I haven't put the word Google AdWords tool at all on this page. But Google's saying that maybe I should. Maybe. But it's only got 2 impressions. I'm in position on the 3rd page. But look at this AdWords spy. That seems pretty interesting. It's where
you have 160 impressions. So my assumption would be if you added AdWords spy to that page, you'd probably increase your position over time.
Yeah, and now the other thing I want to look at here is what is AdWords Spy? Do I want to mention it?
Yeah,
I think it's a software keyword spy. So I'm not seeing spy foo. I'm not seeing what is keyword spy. So that's funny. That might be interchangeable. Would I want to use it? Maybe, but do I? This is why you can go down a huge rabbit hole with Google Search Console. But look at all these. So this one page for the last 16 months has had 10,000 impressions, right? So do I want to rewrite that content that's pretty thin in my opinion? Like this is a regular blog post. Okay, it's not thin. It was written in 2009, so it needs updating, right? It talks about the keyword planner. And it tells what the keyword planner is, why use the keyword planner. Google Keyword Planner looks like it was the keyword. How to use the Google Keyword Planner for free, how to search for keywords. So this tells me, and it's got like where to go, what to do. I might want a bit more of a step-by-step. And then I have other multimedia. So this page has probably a good 1,500 words, which is good. That's why we're over 2 years. We're seeing lots of content. And if I was going to pick a keyword, I would go into the 2 years probably to see what's going on. So, and I might add some keywords that I might not rank for, but what will happen when you actually pick keywords and put them on your pages from what you're seeing is these numbers will change over time and they'll go up.
If you do pick a keyword, how many times should you be putting that in the content when you're updating it?
It depends.
What system are you on? I think that would be are you on WordPress?
So I have a Shopify e-commerce, I have WordPress, and I have 2 WordPresses and 1 Shopify.
Okay, so for the WordPresses, if you use Yoast or Rank Math, they're really good at letting you know the number of the frequency. They'll have a little checklist for you. So that's what I would follow.
Yeah, and you said just use the free version, right? No need to pay.
Yeah.
No need to pay. So if you look at this, so when you're trying to rank for a keyword, you're like, okay, I picked the Google Keyword Planner. I have it 7 times in this article. Now, if I actually go into edit and it's amazing the free little things like the command find. This is how many times. Basically, when you're trying to beat your competition for a keyword, how many times did they mention it? You just have to make your content better than theirs.
Yeah.
So if I go to edit, and over time it will work. That's why SEO is not a fast fix. SEO takes work. There's no magic bullet, but if you do the work, it does work out. So if we go down here, I know my keyword, because did I have to say what is the AdWords keyword planner? No. I could have just said what is it? When I go, so we're using Yoast. Yeah, look at that. And it does tell you down here, it'll say how many times you use the key phrase in your subheadings. We talked about having your key phrase in at least one subheading that's not just your title. Text length, great job. SEO title. So I just want you to know that even if you're using Yoast or Rank Math or something like that, if you don't get all green, you please don't stress. A lot of the times, and one of my first blog articles was actually on this. There's one phrase in here that stresses people right out. Oh, here's your keyword density. And it's saying, hey, it was found 5 times. That's not true. I found it 7. That's less than the recommended 6 times. So remember, these tools aren't Google. They're telling you the best practices they know. If you use 2 different tools, they might tell you 2 different things. Can you overmention a keyword? Yes. Don't stress. Maybe follow this guideline. As you can see, I mentioned 7 times. It said 6. I'm not worried about having some red or some orange, because sometimes you'll get one that says your keyword does not appear in the first 100 words of your phrase. And you're like, it's right there. It's right there. If it's right there, then this is wrong. And then readability. If I actually take this blog post, as I said, and I do the readability, it'll say more transition words. And that Hemingway app we talked about last week will say you need less. So you got to take everything with a little bit of grain of salt with what you're doing. Did that help answer your question? I went down a little bit of a rabbit hole there.
Yeah, no, for the most part, like you said, it's just about going through the position and finding the keywords that have the best position and then kind of putting those in.
Yeah. It's just something to get used to over time. Now it's second nature in our keyword research. Phelan?
Yeah, pretty much. It's
yeah. Initially, it's just getting used to it, clicking around, because there's so much to look at. And as we get more used to it, we won't be fearful. You cannot break anything in Google Search Console. That I know.
well, that's not.
Phelan, it's true for right now.
Yeah. Just don't go near the removals tab. That's all.
Yeah, that's true. Emma, you're looking good. Love that picture. Just saying. Does anybody have any other questions?
I have 2 very quick questions.
Awesome.
The one is, and you just opened it now, don't go near the removals page. So I did, and tried to remove the previous or maybe previous agency, and it said I can't remove a verified owner. Does that mean they would still have access to this? And what should I do if they do?
You are not a verified owner, it sounds like.
Oh, I am?
No, a verified owner can't, like, even if you are verified, you can't remove another verified owner.
Exactly.
I thought you could.
No, it's part of the
That
permission
doesn't
structure.
make sense.
Yes, it doesn't make sense, but it's something I've ran into. I was talking to Rena about, we were trying to fix it with another person, and we ran into that, and I don't know a good solution. Just
I would do a feedback thing to Google.
Yeah.
As you can see, we have lots of access. Do people? Yeah, that's a hard one, because I guess I've never tried to remove people.
Yeah, and generally with the free tools, Google support is not as good as their ads, for obvious reasons, that the
They're not
support is
getting
just
paid, for sure.
yeah, they're not making money directly off of it, so their support is meager.
I don't know. You can actually get in touch with they have support for the Google AdWords editor. They have support for Tag Manager. If you go down, you can talk to anybody. I meet with a Google rep every 3 weeks right now. Just saying. Yeah, because I'm like, what is going? Mind you, I think he got my client a whole lot of spam bots to his site in the last couple of days, so maybe we won't trust him anymore. But
Any
Okay, so
harm they could do by having access? Like, does it matter?
we know they can't kick you out. Yeah, it does matter. If they work for the competition, they can see all the keywords you're ranking for. That's like also if you when you attach your Google Search Console to your Google Analytics, you're pulling in the keywords your website is ranking for, so anyone with access to Google Analytics can see that. Yeah,
So I
but
need to try to figure that out.
most agencies are pretty honest and don't overstep that kind of bound. If I worked for a furniture shop and they didn't remove me, would I go and see their keywords if it's a competition? No.
But you might reach out to the competition because you've got a whole lot of knowledge.
No, I wouldn't.
Oh.
But that's me. We'll only work with one business in an area so that we don't have a there's so much business in the world that we don't need. I can focus on real estate agents in different places. So I'm an expert for SEO real estate, but I'm not, two in the same area is a conflict of interest for me. I know a lot of good agencies work like that. There are some that don't care. Right?
Okay, so I do need to figure that out. Okay.
And we would like to be taken on that journey so we can help figure, because we want to know how to remove people.
That'd be amazing. So I guess my first step is I'm going to reach out to Google.
Yeah. Phelan, reach out to Phelan. And then do it together.
Yeah, I think there's a way, but this is the old version, so let me just do a
There
quick
has to be
test.
a way.
I think I might be on the old version because your dashboard looked slightly different to mine.
Do you want to share your screen?
Yeah.
Are you using a new mic by chance?
I think I might be. It plugged in.
You sound so good.
You are? Okay.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, share your screen. Let us see.
Sure.
Two screens. You're a two-screen user.
I am, and I've got a million things open, and I don't know. Oh, it's the other screen. What's going on here? Is it...
You saw, I get in trouble all the time for I have too many tabs open. Just so you know, too many tabs can crash your system. Facebook's very heavy. All Google Sheets are really heavy. Okay. It looks good. Okay. Oh, you are, okay.
So where I really noticed it is at the top, like your layout of the order of things. Like your URL inspection was under performance.
Oh yeah, as I said, like different things can show up
Because your performance has multiple
avenues.
For
Streams.
platforms that you're on, so that if you do start showing up in discovery, then it bumps it up the URL inspection to the overview.
It looks the same to me. So click on in the middle of the screen where it says full report or performance, click on the full report. And there you go. And now click on those boxes, then scroll down a little. And don't forget at the bottom of the page, you can extend the view. So the other thing is export the information. Try that, everyone, because it's cool. But look at all, it looks pretty similar. Yeah. It's looking good. So, yeah, I like it. You got your...
It might be the old way that I can remove the agency.
Let's go down to settings. Let's see that. So settings, remember, and then we go your verified owner. We'll tell you how you verified with your HTML tag. Perfect. Let's go back to the settings. So you can do the breadcrumbs up at the top of the screen. Oh, no.
Oops.
Yeah. So just scroll down to the bottom of the page and go to settings. Awesome. And then go to user and permissions and click on that.
So Breeze Max.
Okay, click on the three dots. That's how, remove. There you go. I knew it.
What I did, yeah. It comes up with you'll see it now. Failed to remove access, can't remove a verified owner.
So interesting.
Yeah, you have to unverify them apparently.
How do you
learn
things every day?
So it's part of that old system, like those old tools that Pip was talking about, that it's somewhere in there.
Okay, so you'll have to scroll down left. You're looking at the menu, the vertical menu, and you're going to go to legacy tools. Yeah. up a little bit right there, and then no idea where to go from here. So leave it with me, and we will look at that.
That'll be great. Thank you. Thank you. I
Yeah,
really
that's a little nerve wracking. Can you change them to, if you click on the drop down arrow where it says owner, can you change that? Yeah. Restricted.
Oh, maybe I could restrict it.
Yeah, they can't do any. Oh, no, you can't. No, it doesn't. Isn't that neato? I've never tried to remove somebody. Google Analytics I have, but
Well, and
this
it's
is-
much easier with Google Analytics.
this is good to know.
This is good to know.
Yeah.
I had another question. So when it comes to external linking, like I get a lot of emails from companies, primarily like in healthcare. So they are relevant to massage therapy with different ways that they ask me to link to them, and in return, they will link to us. I usually just ignore them, but is that something that I should actually be considering? Would it be helpful?
Yeah, I would be cautious. If somebody's gonna write a blog for you and what's a link between the sites, if it's a valuable site or if it's industry specific, or it's a great way to make connections with other businesses as well. The way we grow our businesses is so the hardest part about being a business owner is that we have to have people find us.
Yes.
And if they can't find us, then we don't exist. So making connections, and just if they reach out to you, if you have the time, reach back and just say, I'd love to consider it. I've actually put a blog post for one of my clients that somebody sent an email saying that that's a backlinking strategy. Technically, lots of people do it. It's some people say that it's dead to do that. It's an old school method to get links, but it's a long process, and out of probably every 500 they send, they might get like one person. But if it's a good business in your area and it creates a connection between you and that owner, you're helping each other. That sounds like a good plan to me.
So would it be like white hat SEO if on our new website we set up a page for our alumni to be able to advertise their businesses? Because many of them leave the school and then go and open registered massage therapy businesses. Would that be an opportunity for legitimate in our area?
Yeah, I would do it.
Offer backlinking both ways?
I would do it, and I would position it as, we offer this, so if somebody wants to look at the different massage therapists that we've gone through our school, we have a list of them here. And if they want to link back to show proof or have their logo maybe or something, that might work. That's so technically, if your whole site was about just the list,
Oh gosh, no.
it wouldn't be good. But as an add-on, that would be something I'd definitely try. And if I was working for your business, I would say, hey, yeah, let's try that.
Thank you. Fantastic.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I have a follow-up question on that. Actually, I typed it in. So a few of my friends were talking one time, we're in that networking group. Why don't we just link to each other? But they are not our partners nor our clients. So there's really nothing to talk about them in our site or put their logos on, because we don't want to do that if they're not like related. But I was thinking, is there a value of doing an orphan page and have like links there or logos there, but not, or maybe not completely orphan. There's like a link somewhere that's not easy to find. It goes to that page, and that page has links, and then they can do in their website, and then we can link to each other.
Okay, so we have to think, is that valuable to the user? And if not, so if I often, like when I'm building new pages on a site for a local business, if they work with other local businesses, I'll link out to them with their logos if the company's worked with them. If they haven't, I won't put them on there. Unless I'm doing a locations page and I'm talking about the area, right? Then I might link out to other, but it has to be related. If it's not related, like those are kind of junk links. We don't, so Google won't see value in people linking to you that aren't relevant.
Right.
So I might get all these websites linking to me because I did their website, and that might give me a link and some juice because I work with those types of businesses. However, it would be more valuable if a marketing company linked to my site because it's the same industry.
But so then there is no point in doing, okay, let's backlink to each other in another way if whatnot. Because like initially I was like, you're not my partner, so I don't want to put you on the site, or you're not my, it's just like friends that have businesses, and maybe we could benefit from backlinking to each other. But it's like, what am I going to talk to you about? You're not my partner, or
Yeah, you haven't done business. I'm, when I try something, I try to think of some snazzy way to come up with why it would work, and I would probably try it because I like trying things. It's amazing when you try something and it works, but I would be optimistically cautious. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Same answer as usual. It depends. Are there any other questions before we close it out for today?
Quick question following up on that. Should you get permission before you put, and obviously if they're people, but if it's like a third party
It's
resources
nice to
I
tell
use
them.
or things like that?
I would tell them it does build up another business, so it's a huge opportunity to be like, just so you know, we linked to you because we thought your product service was so exceptional, and we know that can have a positive effect for your ranking on Google. So we just wanted to let you know. So if you ever need any changes to the text or you want us to link to a different page, let me know. Yeah, it's a nice way to connect.
It also gives you an opportunity to ask them to link to you if you reach out, and then builds that two-way connection to help each other out.
Yeah.
Sure, thanks.
Link building's really interesting. Actually, we always recommend signing up, and it will overwhelm your inbox. Harrow, help a reporter out. I know actually one of our clients, Paige, she ended up in the news feed on Google, and that really drove her business up in the search engine results pages. Yeah. So I will look at all these questions, make sure we answer them. We are meeting on Tuesday at noon with your questions, and next class is Google My Business, Google Business Places. It's not as much fun to say. Just say.
Yeah, it's a stupid new name. I don't get why they're rebranding.
They'll probably change it in a year. And if you're interested, Google is doing their I.O. on the 24th. It is an all-day event. I highly suggest watching it because it does, as an SEO or search engine marketer, you have to stay informed. And these conferences they put on, don't have to listen to the phone stuff, but they can help tell you where we're going in the future, which gives you the edge as an SEO person. So I highly recommend that. And it is an all-day event, so I know you could probably only attend some things, and all of it's not relevant. But I'll share the link in the Facebook group if you want to sign up. Cool. Awesome. All right. Everybody have a wonderful afternoon.
Pip, could I steal you for 2 seconds and share my screen?
Yes. Oh, wait. Yes.
If
Yep.
you have 2 seconds,
I
have
do.
a question.
Okay.
Okay. Here. When we bought this business, it had a cafe in it. So this is my performance tab. I've clicked both of the things.
Wow. Look at that click-through rate.
Yeah, it's pretty decent because like I asked a question and Phelan said 2% was average. So
It's huge.
click-through rate is good. My question to you is, so here we've got break room. So the cafe used to be called the break room. And when we bought the business, we scratched the cafe idea because we're in an industrial area. There's nobody there with COVID. Even now, there's nobody here. So obviously like the break room cafe is huge and it's getting a lot of clicks. So how do I don't want to see those anymore. So what would be the best way of going about finding like the certain pages that I should work on that would give me the best or the most maximum return of my time, since I don't have a lot of it?
So I would click on the pages
Okay.
and then you're gonna play around with the date range
Okay.
a little bit, but you want to see like what pages are getting the most impressions.
Homepage.
And it's usually, so the way it works is the homepage is the main page of your website, and then the second most visited page is usually the about page.
Or the contacts.
So what I would do here, okay, if I look at your,
Like the car mechanic, that's what makes us a lot of money. So obviously
Okay.
I want to focus on detailing and mechanic.
okay, so well, that gives you your answer right now. So the car mechanic, that's the page you want to work on.
Okay.
So click on it. You're in a, it's going to take a while to build that up because so scroll down, 0 click through, and now click over to queries.
Okay, go back and queries are. Okay.
Yeah. And now go over to position and just see, click it. Yeah. Okay. And your keyword right now for the page, do you know what it is? This is your auto mechanic page.
Yeah, I believe it's, I'd have to go back and check, but I believe it's car mechanic in Richmond or auto repair in Richmond, something like that.
So what I would do is I'd look and find the keyword with the highest number of impressions and the lowest position possible.
Basically, the highest impression is this.
Yeah, but go to see where it says 11 or 10. Go to the bottom of the page and see all 26 results.
yes.
Yeah. And okay, so what I would do from there is I would grab that keyword, whatever's the, and Mechanic Richmond, you know that's like going to be a hard word to rank for potentially because it's only 2 words. But I would take that over to Google. I would search it, and I would see who comes up and what they're doing on their webpage. What do I have to do? Do I not have enough text? I don't have any images. How many times are they mentioning it on their page? We will go through a lot of this in our Spy on Your Competition.
Yeah.
Just a fun class because we get to play with Chrome extensions and look at our competition.
Because
So, yeah.
I redid this page maybe about 2-3 months ago, so I can understand why all these keywords are in such a poor position because there was no website prior to us buying the business. So everything that we have is what I've done. But now it's time for me to go back because I do have thin content. There's probably no more than 300-400 words. So I have to add an FAQ. I want to add different H2 and everything. So I'm just trying to figure out like what's the best way to tackle it. And
best way is to pick the services that are most important to your business
that makes the most.
and start to build out the page. So what I would do is I'd take all these keywords and I'd be like, do they make sense to add them into the content? And then I would choose a specific keyword as my main keyword. And I would pick a long tail keyword. So car mechanic shop near me, that you're like way far down. So home service car mechanic, does that make sense? So then I would go over to the Google Keyword Planner and I'd put it in there. So right now with I would probably try to add most of these keywords, maybe not your brand term, but mechanic near me is a relatively new, the near me is a relatively new search term over the last, 3 years?
Yeah.
So search changes. So I would beef up my page first, and then I would let it run for a bit and see what's happening. And then you'll probably get, if you do that, hundreds of more keywords that this page will rank for.
Got it. Okay.
Over time, change it. Yeah, perfect.
So once I retype the content and then upload it to the page, would I then want to resubmit the sitemap considering that I've updated the page?
That's up to you. I would. But that's just giving Google a cue to, hey, recrawl this page. And it shows freshness of content, so it's probably a good idea. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. I am out of here, but we will see you Tuesday.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great day.
Bye. Thank you.